Mike's Daily Podcast.
What? You're enjoying this podcast, so you came back and listened to another one? That's me wishful thinking, I think.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's a daily podcast. It's been daily now for, since Monday. That's not bad. But it's not my fun day. It's Saturday. Oh, actually, it is kind of my fun day. Sunday's my fun day. I'm stealing a line from Susanna Hoffs of the Bangles, an all-female band from the 80s that actually first came to prominence with a song
Mike's Daily Podcast
that you probably have never heard, called I'm Going Down to Liverpool to Do Nothing, which Leonard Nimoy
Mike's
starred in.
Daily
A video
Podcast
of the four ladies in a car driving with Leonard Nimoy, and they're singing I'm going down to Liverpool and do nothing. Go get the Bangles' greatest hits, for gosh sakes. There's an awesome song on there that never was a huge hit, but it was written by a guy, the songwriting team of Lowen and Navarro. And I used to have a lawyer who, the guy, his wife, was related to Lowen and Navarro. It's like her brother Navarro was. And yes, that's also not Dave Navarro, but Dave Navarro is related to Lowen and Navarro. And they wrote a song called I Remember Eyes That Shined As If So Close Right Into Mine, but it's just a memory, so I'll set you free. That's the Bangles, and a song called Set You Free. And dang, it was a good song. Why that didn't become a hit, I don't know. But I think people got sick of the Bangles after a while. After Walk Like an Egyptian, Eternal Flame, Manic Monday, and In Your Room. Does anyone remember In Your Room? That was a huge hit. Oh, and their cover of Simon and Garfunkel's Da-da-da-da-da-da-da, Hazy Shade of Winter. And that's what this podcast is about, is me reminiscing about Susanna Hoffs and the Bangles. Susanna Hoffs never ages, by the way. That's another interesting thing.
And here's today's podcast picture.
She does not age. She's the Dorian Gray. She is... Wait, is that right? The podcast picture, I'll tell you, it's going to be a drawing, and we'll find out. We're going to backload this show, and we'll find out at the end who it is. But I wanted to discuss... Oh, first off, it is episode 1911, 1911. And... here at episode 1911, 1911, we talk about one person today, and that would be Elizabeth Holmes. Who is she? Oh, she's that gal that started not Thanos, but Theranos. It's funny, it's been the year of Thanos, because of the whole Marvel thing, which, by the way, I will never, and Basil agrees with me, Basil the Boxer, I will never, ever watch anything Kevin Feige touches ever again. And apparently he's going to get involved with Star Wars stuff now, so I will not watch anything. Any Disney thing he touches turns to crap, and I will not watch it. And I have that same feeling, strong feeling about Quentin Tarantino, I have to say. I'm not a fan. Although I am so drawn to see that Hollywood movie. He did the movie about Hollywood with Brad Pitt or whatever, and Leonardo DiCaprio, who's in everything he does now. Because it looks a lot like what I went through when I was a kid in the 70s in the San Fernando Valley in Hollywood. He made it look just like that. So kudos to him for that, but I will not go see that movie, although I want to. Okay, but what do you think about all that? You can call me 336MM Daily. That's 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews and Daily. That's what this podcast has been. I missed a day recently. I'll miss a lot more days coming up soon because my hours will change slightly and it becomes more difficult to do this podcast for you daily. But here at episode 1911, I wanted to mention that Elizabeth Holmes, I had to watch the documentary. It's on YouTube. It's free to watch, although you have to see Spanish subtitles. But hey, you learn Spanish while you're watching this movie. It's great. You get caught up on your Espanol. And Elizabeth Thanos, blonde lady, young lady, huge blue eyes. And she tries to use those big blue eyes as much as possible. Okay, there's an actress named Alexandria Daddario. And she's a brunette, and she's been in a couple movies now. She's doing a lot of stuff lately, TV shows and movies. And she's got these huge blue eyes. And when she takes pictures, she stares right into the camera and makes her eye, doesn't squint at all, makes her eyes as big as possible. Elizabeth Holmes. People talk a lot about weird affectations Elizabeth Holmes picked up, like her voice. A lot of people say she forced her voice to be deeper. I just think when she did the stupid TED Talks, which I'm so leery of TED Talks, you get these people on there that I think do not deserve to be given all that attention for however long. People are just falling over themselves. Oh, what are they going to say next? Oh my God. It's a turd talk. But so Elizabeth Holmes, she has these huge eyes, and she apparently made her voice deeper, but I don't know if that's true. I think when you're at a TED Talk and you're talking at the TED Talk, because there's talking involved, and you can find me online on Twitter and Facebook at Mike Talks. But I think with this head mic shoved in your face, because they always have that stupid head mic with the really thin microphone in front of their mouths, and I think they talk more softly. And then they do the thing with the hands. They try and make hand gestures, but a lot of them don't know how to do that, so it ends up looking awkward. And it looks like a Ricky Bobby moment. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands. Okay, maybe some of you saw that movie, but yes, that was a funny part of it. So, starting sentences with the word so, which is what Elizabeth Warren does. I heard a conservative talk show host point this out, and I like what he had to say about this. When you start a sentence with the word so, a great album by Peter Gabriel, by the way, In Your Eyes is on there. Sledgehammer, Big Time, Red, Red Rain, keeps falling down. And the voice, hear that voice again. And that other one. Oh, Don't Give Up with Kate Bush. Okay. When you start off a sentence with the word so, you sound pretentious, basically. And that's what Elizabeth Warren does all the so, da-da-da-da-da. We know you're using the word so as a hedger, that you don't know what you're going to say next. So you're making words up, and I just used so 15 times in that sentence. At any rate, did I use that? Does that make you sound like you're... Now I'm thinking about every single word I'm saying. Stop it! Kevin Feige. Elizabeth Holmes did this... It started Theranos. Okay, what is that? It's... The whole concept was taking a teeny little pinprick of your blood and then putting it in this machine that looked like a bread baker, like a big box thing that you can buy down in Target. Looks like a bread maker. But it wasn't a bread maker. Apparently inside was everything you needed to analyze blood. The only thing is, to analyze blood, it's completely... You can't do any of what she was saying she did. You can't, for example, you need a lot of space. You need a very complicated machine, a big, huge room full of this machine, and you need people involved, and they got to split up the blood. You need a lot of blood. You need a whole, vial. You don't need... She was saying, you just take this teeny little bit. Looks like the size of a Tic Tac. No, you need a lot of blood in order to analyze and make a fair assessment of what's happening. So she was misdiagnosing people using her machine. She swindled. So she's such a liar. And this is why I brought this up today, is people who are so into themselves that they lie like crazy, and she's such a liar and would just stare at you with these big blue eyes and lie. And she swindled Chuck Schultz? I'm thinking of the guy from Peanuts. Who was the guy? George Shultz. He was our former Secretary of State in the Reagan years. She swindled him. Mattis from the defense, the general guy. There was who else? I'm name dropping people she swindled. Oh, Henry Kissinger. All these people believed in her, mostly white males, old white males, because, she's blonde and she's got big blue eyes. And my lovely lady friend who was watching this with me, and I thank her so much for agreeing to watch this instead of another stupid Netflix show. Oh, look, there's a new show on Netflix. Let's watch it. No, instead, let's watch this documentary that will tell us a little bit about the times we live in and how horrible Silicon Valley can be, and how you have to avoid narcissists with every fiber of your being. Let's watch this instead of watching a Netflix show that's got actors that say things that are stupid and usually full of curse words, and then there's some gratuitous violence and nudity, and it's not like I'm against that part, but still they're forgettable. A lot of Netflix shows are just forgettable, and the only reason why you watch a Netflix show is you need an escape, and maybe you're interested in an actor or actress on the show that maybe you'll talk about around the water cooler and go, oh yeah, I know that actor or actress. I saw them in blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, I love doing podcasts on the weekend because I've actually had A, sleep, B, coffee. I can access things in my head and get from A to B. It's awesome. Coffee and sleep. Even though I still woke up hella early, and I use hella because I live in the Bay Area, and you are required to, in your podcast, if you are in the Bay Area, to use the word hella at least once. And not hecka, because you don't want to say the word hell, because that's evil, even though the Bible says the word hell about 80 billion times. So I counted it each single time. And you can't have heaven without hell, and et cetera, et cetera. But Elizabeth Holmes, narcissist, you have to be careful of these people in life. You have to be careful of these people. So she started with a mission of helping people, of saying, hey, I want to help the world by making healthcare and diagnosing bad diseases. And she talked about her uncle over and over again who died of cancer. That was her crux. That was her thing. She pulled that out so many times. And so her basic mission was good. The fact that everything was falling down around her, and she still said, no, this ship floats, even though she was 20 leagues under the sea, 20,000 leagues. She still said, everything's fine. Nothing to see here. She kept going. Remind you of anyone? Any politicians? Any people you know in entertainment? Lots of... Usually, hold on.
Mike, it's Mikey Fikey. Great.
All right, I'm back. Hey, she also, just so many things she did. She was dating a guy. She wouldn't date like a woman like this with power and beauty. She didn't date anybody popular, anybody well-known, no actors, but she did date this guy that she worked with who was some guy that brought in a lot of money into the company. So the both of them would go and raise money for the company. Meanwhile, nothing they said that their product did worked. Nothing. It was all a sham. They were actually using some other company, Siemens equipment, and one day Siemens caught wind of this thanks to the Wall Street Journal, the one that Trump is always bashing. He calls it, what is it, the Amazon Street Journal or something? Jeff Bezos Journal. But yeah, they dug this up and exposed her because Silicon Valley, they fall all over themselves. Celebrities fall all over them. Politicians fall all over themselves for people that have that look and a little bit of power and they sound smart. And they're not. They're fooling us all. Even Obama apparently met with her. So it's everybody. So you just got to be careful what you're being bamboozled about. And you should have one of those alarms, BS alarms. Very helpful. Okay, wait. I'll be right back one more time.
Mike is on it, man.
Go where no man has gone before.
We love it, Mike.
Oh, I'm so sorry. People, they want to talk to me. It's crazy, and I get pulled away here at Cafe Anyway outside. The last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valleyton today. Hey, look who's here.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor.
Did you know who Elizabeth Holmes was before I started rambling about her?
No, Mike Matthews. She sounds really nice.
Yes, she I guess, here's the thing. Watching her, I couldn't help think of Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, real quick. Yeah, so the guy that she was dating, the guy that she worked with, way older than her. Well, let's see, she was 30, the guy was 49. So there you go. I don't know, that may not seem that... But she liked the older men, I guess. She had that way with older men. I think that's why older men invested so much money in her, older white men. But yes, that's what I was talking about.
Mike Matthews, that's fascinating. I think old men are gross.
Uh-huh. Look who else is here. Hello, Mike. This is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Yes, Mike Matthews. She conned a lot of people in the Silicon Valley area, and that's because there's this startup mentality of fake it till you make it, and people talk the talk and walk the walk. And if they do that and check off all the boxes, then people will throw money at them, and that's how they get to where they are. And that's when you get something like a Theranos that conned even Walgreens. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, you're well read up on all this. Yes, they conned Walgreens, but actually not all of Walgreens, just the one in Arizona. And that's where they had these Theranos places where you could go and give your blood, and they said that they were doing it with this tiny little pinprick, but then all of a sudden they were sucking up a whole vial of blood like you would at a normal blood testing place. And people were like, what are you doing? I thought this was just a small pinprick. This is just extra work. The lying. I hate lying. Except, in the case that we're actually outside. We are actually outside somewhere on a patio at Cafe Anyway with the people that you just heard. Okay, next show, it'll be the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Oh, one of those people is going to be in the podcast picture. You'll have to find out by going to see it at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Yeah, y'all, it's me, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what.
What?
I just gave it away, and I hate liars.
You hate liars?
Yeah, blondes are liars.
I actually have that recorded somewhere. Somebody called me in the early O's at a radio station. I think I was working at the country station at the time, and they actually said to me, blondes are liars. So there you go. There's your proof, Elizabeth Holmes. But watch that documentary. It's on YouTube, and it's fascinating. And be careful of narcissists. Ugh! They are the worst. Don't feel bad if you fall for one. They're good at it. They lie so well, and they believe... I think it's because they don't think in the middle of the night, oh, I'm such a liar. They actually believe what they're saying. It's crazy. But what do you think about it? You can tell me. 336MM Daily would love to hear from you. Oh, and tomorrow morning I will be on KKDV. You can listen at 92.1 FM in the Contra Costa County area. Basically covers Benicia, Walnut Creek, over to Antioch, the whole North Bay area. Is KKDV 92.1 FM. You can hear it or online at kkdv.com. I'll be doing a show from 6 a.m. till noon tomorrow if you want to check it out. But now all the details about the podcast right here with Ariel.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.